Where is the only thing in?
Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind.
Peace, everybody. Peace, everybody. It's Friday. I am Sister Freedom, Big Mama, and welcome to Unscrambled Minds.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Miss Dots, Daughters of the Sea. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's Dulcinea.
Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday. This Nisha.
Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Hey.
So excited. I'm so excited because King Simon, my heart, King Simon is here. Unscrambled Minds.
Well, you know,
I'm just saying, King Simon is here. Okay. King Simon, can you introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself.
First of all, thank you very much for allowing me to come on your platform and enjoy the space. The words unscrambled mind adds up to a number 46, which is a 10, and 10 is the wheel of fortune energy. So whatever you put your mind to, it can be fortunate with those words that you have as the name of your show. It can be very formal. It can be very fortunate as long as y'all stay productive, positive, and structured in whatever you do and maintain balance. Because 46 in the study of numbers is the two feminine numbers, which is interesting. So, and then it adds up to a masculine number. So the feminine number 4 and the feminine number 6 brings about the number 10, which is all about circulating this positive and productive energy to unscramble the minds of people. So I am Brother King Simon. They call me the Numerovator. I am the founder of Numerovation. Numerovation means using numerals to motivate you. I put it in the lexicon dictionary, so the algorithms are building up, and that's going to be appearing in that lexicon very soon, heavily. It's already in the urban dictionary. And I'm one of your brothers who used to be a major promoter throughout New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and in Canada, and some parts of Jamaica back in the day. And now I found my niche and my path. I used to be a reggae artist also, number 5 on the reggae charts throughout New York, Canada, and Jamaica back in the day. Singing with likes like Shaggy, went to school with Shaggy, went to Erasmus back in the day with Shaggy, performed with Public Enemy, performed with Ice Cube before, performed with so many people. But people know me as a promoter and producer from out of New York. King Simon Production is really the name, and Simon Templar was the name on radio. And throughout my reggae career, I call myself Anthony Simon Templar Brown, being those, and Simon is one of my middle names. And so I've been around, put it like that, since I was 12 years of age, doing promotion and production. So I'm enjoying my life, and I pray that other people like myself will enjoy their life. I'm like this. Remember that song, Ain't going back and forth with you. I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with those. I'm not going back and forth with people.
That's right.
I'll drink to that.
That's right.
Yes.
No, y'all, can you hear me? I didn't even realize I had my mute button
When you
on.
put the mute on, uh-oh.
Mm.
There's my beer, John Queen. Why go ahead again? You're on mute. You're on mute, girl. You're on mute.
Love his personality. He is just so lively. I just love his personality.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I just like to have fun in what I love to do. I remember writing in this book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion, just spell my name right. I said, when a mic is in front of me, I can do no wrong. And I have proven myself on stages in New York, all the major stages on New York, except Barclay, because by the time Barclay came around, I had retired from the stage of doing reggae and soca music and all that stuff. So it is what it is.
But that was my question. Can you tell us about the books you wrote and why you wrote them?
Oh, sure. I got 4 books so far, and I got a 5th one coming out, a children's book, actually, another children's book. So my first book that I wrote was called No Promotion is Bad Promotion. Just spell my name right. It's about my promotional life, and got pictures and receipts in back of here. I got people like Dr. Sabi I promoted Dr. Africa, I promoted Malik Yoba when he was a reggae singer. I promoted El General, the Panamanian first reggae song artist. I got all the receipts. I got all the pictures and flyers of Gregory Isaac. I got Machel Montano. I got Allison Hines in my book. I got all the people that I work with from the Caribbeans throughout America. I've done so much as far as that book. That was the first book that I ever wrote. And that book, let me tell you a quick story about that book. My aunt, she used to be a writer of pantomime in Jamaica. Those that know about Jamaican pantomime, those were the plays that they used to have in Jamaica. Oliver Samuels was a part of it. All these different Caribbean Jamaican artists and people was a part of it. And when she died, the year that she died in 2012, that's when and the day that she died, I actually transitioned. I actually started writing that book, and I finished writing that book by August. But because she never put out a book, I decided to say, you know what, let me put out a book in tribute to her. And No Promotion is Bad Promotion is the one that came out first. And then the second one, because Lloyd Strayhorn kept on pushing me because he said I was so good at numerology. He said I was one of the first to even write a numerology book that was under his tutelage. And although I never went to a formal class with Lloyd Strayhorn, my second book came out, which is Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's one of my second book. And then my third book came out, which is Numbers Are Simple, Children's Health is Important. So I cover all the numbers from 1 to 31, all the numbers that's connected to the calendar date to show what type of ailments can be attracted to your numbers if you don't pay attention. And then my last book is called Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental stability, instability, and staying motivated. Because of what's going on in the world, I released this book in 2020, and we all know what was happening in 2020, the pandemic. And of course, everybody was going through their mental strain, and the numbers really revealed a lot to me from because numbers is our ancient secret and ancient knowledge that actually was founded by, they would say, a woman, but yet the balance of the two had to come together to make it initiated to be what it's supposed to be. But the word numerology was founded by a woman back in 1907. The word numerology, although it went back to Pythagorean, and before that it went to the cultural nation of the Chaldeans and all of that stuff. But when the word came about, it wasn't being used until after 1907, which was founded by a woman named Dr. Julia Seton. But they try to give it to a man they try to give it to a man named Julian Staton. But I started doing more deeper research and come to find out this man didn't write any books about it, didn't do anything about it. But I kept on seeing Julia and Julian. Somebody tried to switch the name up, but then I seen her book. I bought her book for $100. Then I found out that her daughter wrote a book. And then I said, let me see the path. Then, her cycles and the sequences and patterns that kept on coming up was the number 8, because she was born in a year that added up to an 8. She created the name numerology in a year that added up to an 8, and she died at the age of 88. I said,
Wow.
all right, now
Wow.
I got this. Now I see what this is. You see what I'm saying, Frida? Patterns, cycles, sequences. This is not psychic. I'm all about patterns, cycles, and sequences, and paying attention to patterns, cycles, and sequences in people's lives, and my life, and others' life. So yeah, those are the 4 books. And my next book is coming out. It's called "Let We Tell the Story." It's based off of my reggae song called "Black and White Story" that went up to number 5 on the chart. And that new book is called "Let We Tell the Story" for children between the ages of 6 and 10. It's going to be a good historical children's book. Simple, straight to the point, but the imagery and the illustration is beautiful by Rainbow Arts. She did a wonderful job. So thanks to her. Yes.
So where can we find these books?
Amazon, girl, stop playing. Or they could go to my Linktree / King Simon the Numerator. But yeah, Amazon is all on
Should
Amazon.
be here. Dots put it up top, but I'm gonna try to put it here again. Let me see if I can put it up. Show it. There it is. There it is.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Whoop, there it is. Good.
I'm gonna shout out my cousin Lavina.
Shout
She's in the chat.
Hey.
Empress, the poet. She is in the house. Hey, cuz. Love you. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
today I just happened to be on your podcast, and you was talking about so above, so below.
As above, so below. Yes, I
As
was.
above, so below.
Yes.
It was so deep. Can you tell us how that coincides with numerology, with the numbers?
Well, you got to remember the study of numbers go back over thousands, some say of 11,000 or more years. And numbers are also connected to words and letters. So every numerology is one of the systems that is the only system that can transpose letters into numbers, where A is for 1 and B is for 2 and 3 and so on and so forth, where of course the 26th letter is Z. So what I did is transpose that saying, as above, so below, and then broke it down to a interpretation from different perspectives, because I showed you different perspectives because I believe in the perspective. I can't disrespect other people's perspective. So where you might look at something like this, and think it's like a cup holder. But if I show you a different perspective, you see a calculator. If I show you another different perspective, you just see this. Unless you know perspectives. So my perspective is to provide and use numbers as a applied mathematical guiding force for people who are willing to work on themselves. And usually the closest things to any human being is their name and their birthday. And most people that you ever call out or talk to, they know their name and they definitely know their birthday most of the time, unless you're not into birthdays, but you always got a name. And so even if I don't get a birthday, I'll get a name, and the name can be transposed into a numerical breakdown, and a breakdown of the numbers can help me to interpret and show the guidance. Because what we do as numerologists, ones who study numbers and are quite passionate with it, we usually try to make sure that people understand that numbers are objective. If I write the number 2 on the board, 2 don't care if you believe in it or not. They work behind the scenes, just like the clock, the computer, the analytics, and everything that's happening behind the scenes. That's why when you go to phones and you go to different things like computers, you'll find there's a code attached to it. There's always a number code with letters and numbers attached to it. And the 01 represents the feminine, the masculine aspect, the womb and the penis, or the womb and the phallic symbol, the 01. That's why it made the binary code of today. That's why people understood that. And although a lot of us don't realize that, when we hear things like Fibonacci and Fibonacci sequence, Fibonacci studied amongst the Moors, or the ancient melanated ones, and then brought it back to Italy and called it the Fibonacci code. When the Fibonacci sequences was all on turtles, Fibonacci sequences is on shells of snails. We've been looking at that for thousands and thousands of years prior to Fibonacci. So what? Let's get Fibonacci out of our ways and let's go to Sankofa. Let's go to those original Indinkra symbols that we were studying, like the symbols and the patterns that y'all have as a background. Those are Fibonacci sequences as far as I'm concerned, but it was way before Fibonacci even invented or found this thing called Fibonacci sequence. So I use my methodology to motivate people, and then I break it down to the angel number sequences of seeing 3 different numbers. And remember, angel numbers, according to the angel number theory, the angel number theory is based on if you're seeing numbers over and over again. Like if you turn the clock on and it says 333 or 444, and you keep on seeing it repetitiously every day, that means something is telling you something from the mathematical universe. And then somebody like me will break it down for you and how to use it. And remember, to every angel, there's a devil. I always tell people there's always a duality. Never look at it from one way. And every angel is an angle, because the word angel and angle is the same word, just like the word God and dog and Santa and Satan. It's all the same words. It's just mixed up letters. We just need to have fun with it because they've been playing word games all of our lives. That's why it's important to study etymology and go into the etymon of things and go and dig deep. And I've done a lot of that, but I try to keep it real simple when it comes to clients and who I break down numbers for. So what I did today was just a part of helping people to understand the words and the sayings that we use. Because one time I also did something on, I'm about to do something on spiritual diversity. I just did something before that on, I did something on perception and the word perception and what it means, the mathematical meaning of perception and what it means to perceive. So if a person might be standing in one way looking at a number and it says the number 6, I might be standing the other way and it says the number 9, but we arguing over the same number. Why are we arguing over the same number that looks the same? If I put the 6 on this board, if I'm standing here, I'll see 9, and if you're standing over here, you'll see 6.
Right.
Why am I arguing? Just reposition yourself and you'll see the same thing I'm seeing. And if that person repositions themselves, they'll see the same thing that I'm seeing. Stop playing. Perception. So the importance of perception. So everybody, I have a perception of each one of y'all. There's a perception, but nobody knows you but you, and your family around you might not even know you when you're amongst your friends. The perception of you around your job is different than when you were hanging out with your girls. The perception around your mom and dad is different when you're hanging out with them. So it's different perception. And I just want people to respect the perception of what we're doing in this lifetime and just have a mathematical fun with it. Have mathematical fun with it. It's ours. It's our knowledge. Let's use it.
Right. Good. And I was noticing how you were saying how you manifest things above, you make it manifest things physically.
Yes.
Because you manifested it in your mind.
Right.
As above, so below.
You remember I was talking about when women want that dress and that shoes? It's here first. You might have seen it visually on a television show or thing, and then you put it in your mind and say, you know what? I'm going to get that shoe. I think it'll look good at this party this week. Boom, 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 bap. Now you're bringing it down from your mental state above and bringing it down to the physical state to the point you are wearing those pumps or you're wearing that beautiful dress or you're wearing that thing. We do alchemy all the time. We are alchemy. The connection between man and woman when they conceive, that's alchemy. So all of us are a result of alchemy. The woman's ovum, the man's sperm comes together. It creates something that's significantly growing in the woman. Alchemy. You're taking little of nothing and bringing something to fruition on another level. So I love alchemy. They call me the numerational alchemist.
Okay.
I love that. Why not? Read the book Alchemy. That's a very good book if you get a chance to read it. Study those books. But I have fun doing what I love to do, because if you don't do what you love to do, if you do what you love to do, you never work a day in your life, like Les Brown used to say. And I've been in Les Brown class for a whole month back in 2005 when he was living in New York and doing WBLS. He taught a whole free month class in New York at New Yorkers Hotel. And I went to 3 of them and I missed one. So I knew it was very important for me to take on that energy. And why I created Numerovation is because using the numbers and all of the motivational factors that I picked up over the years, whether I was living in a Muslim community, whether I was living in a Hebrew community, whether I was living in, whether I was Rasta, I picked up what I needed to make myself better. And then I imparted upon people. But I might quote, if you're doing a session with me and you might hear me quote Ian Levanzant. You might hear me quote Tony Robbins. You might hear me quote Lisa Nichols. You might hear me quote Taj Tariq Bey. You might hear me quote people like Minister Farrakhan. You might hear me quote Francis Cress Welsing, because I took all my experience and what I was motivated by and made Numerovation and connected to the numbers and how it could work for us and work better. That's all. That's all. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun, but it just makes me think of what type of person you are, that them numbers is running through your mind like that.
But look, I'm not like the movie 23. Please, okay, make sure. I'm not like Jim Carrey in the movie 23, this 23, or knowing. I'm more about, if my spirit tells me to go there, my energetic spirit, because spirit is only energy. My energetic spirit says to go there, then I will consult the numbers just for confirmation. That's what I do. It's all about confirmation. It's like a GPS. Most of us leave from their supermarket and know their way home, but some of us put on the GPS just to hear the voice and hear the confirmation on how to get home. Really? We never had to use a lot of this when we looked at the stars and looked at the North Star and looked at this. Now, when I was in Jamaica, when we there Jamaica, Lord have mercy, we there country, and we just look and we walk and no lights, and we just follow our moon and follow the star. You know, Bejan girl, you know the deal. So you know how this works.
Right.
That's how we did it. And when the lights go out, guess what? I'm enjoying when the lights go out in certain neighborhoods, because I'm just looking at the stars, sitting back like, oh, that's where I'm from. Orion. Oh, that's my star right there. Oh, when I was a child, I used to look at the moon. How many of us have been in a car, and when we was children, we used to think the moon was following us?
Following, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man, I used to this day, I think the moon following me. So I'm down with that. I'm down with the astrology and astronomy. The astrology is when you connect the human element to it, but we've been practicing astronomy for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Let's have fun. And it's all mathematically connected. It's all mathematical. I love it. That's just another language. Let's speak some languages. I'm tired of speaking only English.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna let you go ahead and have your question, because I'm holding off on one of my questions.
Okay, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, so so you graduated from Erasmus. Wow.
No, I got kicked out of Erasmus.
You got kicked out of Erasmus
because I was smoking too much weed, and then I had to take my GED. I got kicked out of 3 schools. I'll tell you the truth, because I was hanging around with friends. And what happened in Erasmus? That was the last straw. Put it like that. Wow. That was the last straw. And it was a good thing, because I was doing so well in Erasmus, but because I chose to hang out with my Guyanese and my Bejan friends and all my friends there and all the party, I got kicked out for fighting security. That's what I got kicked out for.
But yeah, no, one thing that I'm so happy to have you on, because one thing that I always admired about you is your humility, right?
Thank you.
And that your energy is powerful, but it's not boastful, right?
Yes. No.
And you always give credit to a lot of other people, right? Yes. And even though you're very knowledgeable and you stand on your square, you do it with a lot of humility and grace, and that's very admirable. So I just wanted to say that before I ask my question to you.
Thank you, sister.
All right, so back to the numbers. Help your girl out. So I know that each number means something, right?
Yes.
Because I'm definitely into astrology. I like that a lot. I'm by far no expert at all. But if you can just speak to, like, what does each number mean? Okay. So like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay. And then you said that you had a perception of us or of me, because I would love for you to I'm saying every one of us have a perception of each other. Like, you can see your background, the way you dress, you got an elegant look, you carry yourself. My sister over there is laid back and she just chilling. The other one there, she's up there, her voice is very penetrable, and that's the perception I get, but I don't know you. But that's my perception until I got to know every one of you. Right. So, and as much as I'm joyful and there is sad times, but I always got to snap myself out of those sad times, because I might think about my grandmother passing on. I might think, all of us do that. My mother and father, why they didn't stay together. I might go through all of that.
It's natural. It's human. It's a human thing. So that's why. But each number, now, interesting, you asked about each number. Each number, in my book, I talked about it, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Each number has a story to tell from 0 all the way through. And 0 represents the womb. It represents higher potential. And remember, all of us are walking and living mathematics and astrology. We are walking astrology people. So when you say you're not, girl, you are master at this. Just by you walking out every day, you mastered it. You know, women has mastered just knowing their cycle and paying attention to the cycle. So once you understand the nuances and its connection with numbers, now you can get another picture. That's why I tell people to do holistic numerology or holistic astrology, so you can get all of the picture, not just one of the picture. So in numbers, in numerology, the 0, like I said, deals with infinite potential, extremities. The number 1 deals with the creative aspect that comes out of the 1. That comes out of the 0, that's the creative aspect, the need to be assertive and direct when it comes to the human element. The number 2 deals with the balance and the companionship of the duality of man and woman coming together. And then the 3 might come about right after, because you just had the baby, which deals with expansion and growth. And now that family needs to build a house, so the number 4 comes about. That's where the square comes about. With the 4, you have to build a foundation so you can raise your family. And then the number 5 deals with, all right, now I got to leave the house to go and expand my brand or my business or whatever I have to do. And then what you do, you go and get the money and funds. It comes number 6, which deals with as above, so below, if you look at the triangle. But 6 deals with taking care of what you went out there and get with the 5, and taking care of the family, which is that number 6. And then number 6 goes into 7, because in that family setting, you start developing some type of spirituality, because 7 is the number of spirituality and research or religion. And if you go, after you've gone understand your spirituality, now you're learning the law of attraction when it comes to the number 8, which deals with money and finance and discipline. And then after you learn that, now you start to build, and that number 9 reflects humanitarian, higher levels of service, higher level of giving love and understanding, but also protecting yourself from getting into arguments and contention, which is the number 9. And then you have the master number 11, which is the double ones, that just specifies the runway of equilibrium between the spiritual and the physical realm. That's all the 11 is. That's why when people see 1111, I always tell people to pay attention to those numbers. The 22 is the number of what we call the master builder, because it adds up to that number 4. And that master builder is about being an architect of your inner self as well as your outer self. But 2211 could show up in any part of your numerical scope. So if your name adds up to a number 22 or a number 11, if your middle name adds up to 1, if your last name adds up to 1, then I will look for all of that so I can tell you what you need to do with it. And if you choose to do it, that's up to you, because sometimes people are afraid of their greatness. Some people are afraid of success, and many of us know that. We see people that are afraid of success because of, I've been through my mommy issue, I got my daddy issue, there's relationship issues, there's all kind of issues. Instead of realizing that you're bipolar, you're part your mommy and part your daddy, like Dr. Laila Africa says. Now, when it becomes a medical problem is when you've taken too much of your negative of your daddy and too much of the negative of your father, and now you got a bipolar issue. But in the true word, all of us are bipolar. We're part mommy and part daddy. Bipolar, 2 poles.
Right.
It's not tripolar, but there is a disease called tripolar. So let's stay focused. So each one of those numbers, from that basic perspective, like I just explained, it has a story to tell along the route. And that's what I use. But I study Japanese numerology, I study Chinese numerology, I study gematria, I study Kabbalah. But I try to keep it simple, because it doesn't make sense to get all deep with a bunch of words. And if you're speaking to an 8-year-old and an 88-year-old, if they can't leave that room and understand what you're saying, it don't make sense.
Right.
My 7-year-old child back in the day understood my numbers. He was powerful and he was very insightful. He's gone a little off board now, but he always can reflect and go back to it, because I don't try to force my children, and I have 9 of them and 14 grandchildren. So I don't try to force them. A real Jamaican right there.
One on the street everywhere.
Right?
No, I was married. I was married 3 times. I went through marriage, so I did the
That's
3 times.
At least he was married, right?
So my follow-up question to that is that when you do a reading on somebody, so for example, my number, so I'm a September, so that's a 9.
September
and then
what?
a 1 and a 2. Do you add the numbers? Is it like that?
When is your birthday? September what?
September 12th.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, September 12th, this is what I do. I'll add the month, the day, and the year, because when you add the month and the day, now think about this. You're born September 12th. Now I'm going to show you something. Being born 9/12, that equals 21. So speaking you have the gift of gab. All I do is tell people that's born under the 21st or the 3, you always should take your pain, pleasures, and passion and turn them into profit. So you should never be broke. Because what y'all do, because y'all have the gift to talk and speak and write and do what you have to do, all you have to do is turn whatever you went through in your life. Dick Gregory is born on the 12th. Bill Cosby is born on the 12th. Richard Pryor is born on December 1st, but he's born in the 12th month. So everybody took it to the stage. So I look at the months, I look at the days, I look at the year, I look at all of it, because again, I'm looking at it from a holistic perspective. So when you're born under that you're born the same day as Barry White, the singer. Barry White was articulate with his word, but he brought the deep bass man voice out to it, because it's a strong energy that you have to bring. And because 1 represents creativity and assertiveness, 2 represents compassion and intuition. So you could tap into people's intuition real quick. Even if somebody fool around behind your back, you like, nigga,
I'm very intuitive.
I know.
I can read a room in 2.2 seconds.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and that 2 energy is so powerful, but also that Virgin energy is very powerful. People forget that Virgo energy is also very intuitive energy if you activate it on its purest and highest level. Because remember, Virgo is connected to the number 5 in numerology, and it's able to adapt, overcome, and improvise. But you got to be careful of getting into any scandals and reckless conversations with people, because that can lead you into drama and gossip. You got to be very careful of that. And as you already may know by now.
I'll learn over the years, Thank you. I'll let Nisha go.
You're welcome. What's up, Nisha? What up?
Okay, good. And get my cursor going. So, numerology.
Yes. Take your time. Take your time.
Was it so growing up?
Yes.
Was it anything that attracted you to it?
Very good question, Nisha. That was so good. I love that. It was my grandmama, and she was born June 22nd. And remember, those that are old enough, remember that grandma used to have those big boxes of cards. My grandmother knew everybody's birthday and sent it to everybody from here to the Caribbean. My grandmother, and she always sent myself or my cousins or my sister to the mail blocks, and it always got there on time. So I realized that birthdays and holidays was very important for people because of my grandma. So yes, watch it. And of course, every time my birthday came around, they had parties for myself and my sister and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I realized that from a young age that birthdays were very significant, because we had to learn about our birthdays. We had to learn about our names and all that. But it was my grandmother that I paid close attention, because my mother used to work at night. So my grandmother had to take care of us. And if she was a nurse and a midwife, she had to work. Then my cousin or my aunt had to take care of us. There's a lot of stuff going on in that house. So that was a good question. I always got to give it to my grandmother. And then when I went into the nation of gods and earths under the 5%, that's when I learned mathematics. Who is the original man? The original man is AJ, the black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. So when we learned 1 through 9 and 0, that's when we learned all those mathematics. Then I went into the Ansar Allah community, who people call now, they transform into Nuwapians today under Dr. York. And he was teaching us abjad and the power of the number 19 from the Holy Quran and all that. So I learned all of that. And I was learning the Arabic form of numerology. And then he was giving us then he turned this community into Nubian Islamic Hebrews. So we started learning the Hebrew form of numerology. Then I left there and went into the Nation of Islam under Dr. Khalid and Minister Farrakhan. Then I was learning that mathematics. So I just kept on wanting to learn those things. But my grandmother The question that you had, my grandmother was the one to stimulate me. And then by the time I left the Ansar community in 88, by 89, I actually called in on a radio show, taking you back a little. I called in on a radio show where Lloyd Strayhorn was on. And that was on Gary Bird, Imhotep Gary Bird on WBLS WLIB. I was listening to that show on my birthday on February 1st, 1989. Called in, I got through, and Lloyd read my name like a book and my birthday like a book. And that was it. It hooked me. I just kept going from there, nonstop.
So you read birthdays. So tell me about 11/12, and then I'm done.
11, who born 11/12?
Me.
Oh, you born 11/12? Oh, that's interesting that both of y'all. It's interesting that you're born she's born on the 12th, and she's born on the 30th, and Freedom is born. All of y'all are connected to the number 3. That's a very interesting concept. Now, when you're dealing with 11/12,
how's she connected to the number 3?
Remember, she said she's born 11/12, right? 1 + 2 = 3.
Yeah.
She's born 9/12. 1 + 2 = 3. You're born the 30th of April. That's 3 + 0 = 3. Yeah. All of y'all are 3s right here.
And Dulcie is the 3rd of July.
Wow.
You see how all of y'all and all of this is going to work out together because y'all need to express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. So when you're dealing with that number, when you're dealing with that 11/12, remember you're a Scorpion, right? So the Scorpion energy, always be very careful of energy vampires, first and foremost. You love your freedom, so you can't tolerate too much bull crap, especially people born under that 3 energy. They can't tolerate too much bull crap, especially men that are full of ish. Y'all can't tolerate too much of that. And because you're born under that alignment number 5, 5 said you love your freedom to move and do what you want to do. So you don't pan out well if somebody's trying to control you, so to speak, when it comes to your numbers. And your name, Nisha, adds up to a number 20. So you're very intuitive and you tap in. And what you do have to do is protect your, my spirit is telling me to go there. Don't disrespect, but you got to be very careful of what you eat and who you eat from. Very careful. You got to be very careful because the number 20 in your chart says there's something great that you're supposed to do in life according to your first name. But it's very important that you don't second guess yourself. Don't be indecisive. Stop. Don't think too much. If it's something that's positive and productive for you, you got to just do it, especially if it's positive and productive. If I'm making sense, say yay. If I'm not making sense, say nay.
Well, see, I'm gonna have to say, because Nisha is not the full name. It's Tanisha. It's
but I read what I see, what you promoting yourself.
I know, so that can't be accurate then, because that's not the whole thing.
Oh no, you telling me you're not intuitive?
I mean, I think we all are to some degree. This is how I think about it. I understand that we all have things in us.
Right.
And I don't feel like things can be taught as far as in like numerology and astrology. I don't feel like a book can teach you. I feel it's already in you.
Yeah, I don't want you to be taught either. I want you to know and be reminded. That's what I want you to do. Remind. That's why I said never. That's why the name that you constantly call yourself, if you're constantly calling yourself this on this show, then that's the one I looked at. Now, if you did a whole session with me, then I'll break it all down. That's easy. But remember, numbers is just, like I said, numbers is not psychic. Numbers is just here to remind you like a GPS. Hey, take this road. Don't play. This is the best road for you to go. Don't do the negative stuff. You know, this is the GPS. It's just like a GPS is just telling you, hey, there's police obstruction. Turn right. Don't go. There's a raccoon in the way, and that stopped the whole traffic. Turn left. That's what numbers is. People have a misnomer about numerology because they pinned it in and lumped it in with fortune telling. Really? Nah, numbers is not fortune telling. I don't bear witness to that. And over my studies and patterns and cycles, I've proven that it is not fortune telling. It is actually something that all mathematics have been proven to be right, because mathematics is life. if you understand it. So maybe you pay attention to it if you start paying attention to what I just said, just with that name, because in your name in the Chaldean system, from just that point, just that name right there, it adds up to a number 18. So 18 is a number that says what they mean and mean what they say. Do you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure, but that's the name that you're projecting right now on screen. But if I read your whole name, I'll get a whole nother dimension that your family might know. And that they see what I'm saying? There's different angles to this. I'm not trying for you to go in the book and read my book. And my books are written so people can be reminded, so they can recall, so they can realign with who they already know they are. So when I said something about your being careful of what you eat, that's the number 20 is a number of diet, protecting your diet, being careful what you eat and intake in your system. That can't be a wrong thing when I look at that. It's something that you just got to pay close attention.
Now why did you just say that because I'm chunky?
No. I can do that with any number. Anybody come with that number.
No, Nisha, you know why he said it, because you're pescatarian. You don't even eat meat. Like, you don't eat meat.
You had to choose. You had to make a decision to do that at some point of your life. And you're calling yourself Nisha constantly, or people calling you Nisha. So sometimes that energy resides and resonate with you a little bit more. But if I read the full name, I would get another number. Now I'll get another angle from you. Chunky. If you had never been on there, I would have said the same thing. If you would never came on the screen, I would have said the same thing. I'm just showing you how it works and how it's just here to guide you, not control. I tell people, you are not the number, you are not the zodiac. These are just things that you came through to be guided. Because when you die and get off of here, you think you're gonna be a zodiac and a number? Hell no. There's no zodiac and number in that sphere. So it's about what you came through, the longitude and latitude that you came to. That's why you was born at a certain time or born at a certain date. If you understand that and use it as a guide, not a controller, a guide. That's what I use numbers for, guide, not controlling people.
Well, I absolutely think it's remarkable. I think it's remarkable and a gift.
Yeah, but think about it. Aleister Crowley and Blavatsky, they did it in a negative perspective. They was killing people and having rituals with numbers. So everything has its positive and its negative. Everything that we do. If I light a candle, I could also burn down this house with it. Let's stop playing. We can do this. Humans do stupidness like that, especially if I'm an arsonist.
But by my birthday being 4/30,
yes,
we ain't tell you what year because you know.
A lot of mercy.
Right.
All right, girl. You know, we age like wine. Look at it. I'm 57. I age like wine, girl. I age like wine.
Me too, as far as that go. I have aged like wine too.
But let's deal with your
in naming, my parents named me Robin.
Right.
But Freedom is my name. Right. So, and it's the name that I gave myself and what the world has given me. You see, so it's a difference. But what's so funny, that Robin is still a resonant energy. You just adding more energy to it when you call yourself Freedom. That's all. It is so I've changed my name into Muslim names and all that back in the day. But at the end of the day, I had to overcome the healing factors of those numbers, because every time, all the names that I chose added up to a number 7. Even the names that I'm born with added up to a number 7. How did I attract that pattern back to me? Because there's something I still needed to heal from that 7 energy, that spiritual aspect of me. And then both of the names in another system add up to a number 6. And then my mother and father is born under the sign of Libra and Taurus, which is connected to the number 6. So again, I was attracted, and I still have to heal from what the abandonment issues that I got from my mother and father, what I went through with them. So I had to heal with that. So that's why I'm saying, you know, numbers alert you for what you need to do and what you need to pay attention to as you're moving along and navigating in this world, because we all use navigational system. If we're driving a car, if we got to get from one place to another, you find that Uber does it and everybody else is doing it. So that's all that is. So when I even deal with your birthday, your alignment number is a number 34. So 34 is a 7. So it tells me that you're a deep thinker. You like to do deep research. You don't take nothing on face value. You got to really go deep, and you're very spiritual. And also remember, the intuitive numbers are the number 2, the number 7,
the number 11, the number 9, those are the most intuitive numbers and the master numbers. All the master numbers are all intuitive numbers. So when I see things like 30, 34 and number 7, the 34 is always telling you that conversation and being clear with your communication is very important.
Very.
In other words, even when you're talking to your children, you need to make sure you dot all I's and cross every T. You might have to say it over to them so they remember, yo, this is what has to be done. Because that 3 and the 4 is those 2 known communication number, where my sister here, Nisha, because her birthday adds up to a 23, anything she does, she has to bring her compassion behind it and then verbalize it. She has to have compassion and insight. So more than likely, she has to think and then bring it out so she can bring it out and explain it to the level. But the 23 in numerology is a powerful number because 23 is called the royal star of the lion. 23 in history has been a very successful number. Michael Jordan wore the number 23, and he wasn't even born on the 23rd. Kobe Bryant is born on the 23rd. Ray Charles is born on the 23rd. People like Lisa Ray is born on the 23rd. Lisa Ray is born because it's a very moving and traveling and number that love to do their thing. So when I see 23rds at that level that she has, Sister Nisha, what I would always suggest to a client that had a 23 at that portion of your name, when you add the 11 plus the 12, which adds up to 23, I always suggest that they develop certain businesses that will allow them to maintain their freedom, because really, you don't like to be caught up and stuck into no cubicle. You got other things you want to do in your life. Yeah. That's why it's not good for you to stay in a cubicle, because it can get you depressed. It can bring nervous issues and anxiety. So it's very important that you move and do what you got to do. You got to be out there in the park or be somewhere traveling and just living your life while you have a business that can also foster that. That's when I see 23. Now, when I see a 34 like that sister, like Sister Freedom, then I said a lot of her spiritual work is going to be due to traveling from one place to another, or traveling near the water. Being near the water is very important for people with that 7 alignment number. Remember, alignment number is just something that alerts you to align yourself with so you can get a better result off of it. That's all. So when I see my sister that's born 9/12, if you add 9 plus 12, that equals 21. That 21 is called the crown of the Magi number. So whatever they put their mind to, they go through their struggles, they go through their trials and tribulation, but that don't kill them only makes them stronger. Okay. That's the 21 alignment number. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying I'm talking about the other sister. So it's very much important that we pay attention, not too much of what you're going through at that point of time, because that's important, but very much pay attention to what are the possibilities that you could accomplish. And that's what numerology or numerovation is trying to guide you to. I always tell all of my clients, I said, look here, man, I said, do not leave this planet without sharing your individual gifts. All of us have individual gifts. I don't care if you wrote a book with the same title as Freedom is writing a book, Nisha. Your book is not going to be the same, because it's coming from your experience. It's your. And every time a mother and father came together, they created a new element, a new child, a new taste, a new sense, a new scent. All of that came out, and there's always, and all of our fingerprints and handprints are different from each other all over the world. So everybody has an individual job to do. Whether you choose to do it or not, that's up to you. It's like Mission Impossible. I'm going to give you this cassette, but it's going to blow up in the next 5 seconds because you ain't used this. That's your business. I'm having fun with the cassette.
That's right. That's right.
What up, girl? You back?
I knew that you was talking about the smell rose, and that's my favorite smell. One of my favorite smells is rose.
Oh, I was breaking down that number, the number of rose. Yes. Oh, yeah. That was when the aromatherapist was on.
Yeah, that was one of my. That's one of my. You were talking about meditation and medicine.
Yes.
And
meditation and medicine. Okay.
Can you speak on the meditation and medicine just a little bit?
Oh, I said when I don't have it on the board. I remember, but right. I said, people, let your meditation be your medicine. Make your meditation be your medicine, right. Because sometimes we have to go back into our minds, because remember, the body is a natural healer. Dr. Valentine, who y'all had on, man, Dr. Valentine is, as much as he's into metaphysics, he's an excellent hygienic master, holistic master and teacher. So he teaches how to, he reversed the cancer in women's breasts and all that kind of stuff back in the day when he was with Queen Afua and with his wife of this time now, Dr. Nalani. So when you deal with meditation, he always used to teach us, and Dr. Africa, Dr. Sabi always used to teach us, it's the body that heals itself. It's the herbs that we take is not really the healer. It helps to foster that energy for us to heal again. So when I say meditation should be our medicine, most of us are still distracted by the things that are happening on televisions and movies and music. So our mind is like a monkey mind right now. We're all over the place, and a lot of us don't learn to calm it down. I remember taking my 2 youngest children to the park and sat them on a log and said, close your eyes and tell me what you hear. So we all sat there and closed our eyes until they said, oh, I hear squirrels. Oh, they heard a worm. They heard a bird flying over. That's when you start to tap in, when you let your meditation become your medicine, because it will heal your inner aspect of you so you can be in tune with what's going on with your body. Because before hospitals and doctors, we all had to be in tune with our bodies. We all had to recognize that if I felt a little pain here, okay, there's something going on here.
Right.
Our body start to tell. If we felt a foot pain, we start going, okay, we start stomping our feet. What's going on with the circulation in it? If we felt a little toothache, we know there was something going on with our teeth. Our bodies didn't need doctors until later on. This hospital, hospitals came about, like Dr. Africa used to call it, hospitals. A hospital. That's so funny. But yeah, so yeah, I broke down the numbers of meditation and what you call it, and medicine at that time. I didn't write it down now, but
I understand.
Yeah, but you
everything you was talking about was just awesome.
Yeah, I meditate on these things. I and I tell,
let your meditation be your medicine.
Let your meditation be your medicine,
because it's like mental, like mind over matter.
Exactly. But the mind is connected to matter. You ain't going nowhere. Like I remember Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad used to teach us in FOI class back in the day. And he used to say, the spirit and the body works together. You don't know the person unless the spirit works through them. You don't know a person unless that spirit is working. There's an energy that's working through us. And we don't know the spirit unless the body is presenting it to the world also. So it's about the balance, the ma'at, the finding the balance. That's why I don't believe in opposition signs. I believe in complementary sign, because in actuality, we're supposed to complement each other as the yin and the yang. The yin and the yang don't have, if I draw the symbol of yin and yang on here, they're not arguing and bumping into each other. It's a flow. When we do Tai Chi, it's like, it's a flow.
Right.
It's a flow. It's not bumping in, it's not going like this.
Right.
It's not doing that. So we got to get back to that balance. And I know a lot of us brothers and sisters are seeing the arguments amongst brothers and sisters. I ain't got no time to be arguing. I really don't time to argue. I'm like Michael Jackson. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? And I told you I'm born the same day as Rick James, right? So you know how wild he was back in the day, all right? Rick James! So I said to myself, I was watching his documentary, and I said, damn, if I was on drugs, I'd probably be just like him.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I would have went down that negative road, and I could have went down that road, especially being in the party life and the club life and all the things that I did and all the shows that I did, all the parties, I've thrown swing parties, all of that stuff. I did all of that. I got no problems telling that story because I've told it before. You know what I'm saying? And she's laughing. All throughout New York, Bria John. All throughout New York.
Listen, it is what it is, okay?
People have a baby by Tina. You do realize that, right?
Michael Basin shouted me out back in the day. That's how deep it was.
What? I know that's
how deep it was.
King Simon, people are asking in the chat just to go over a little bit about how did they get to the number. About how do they find their number? And we have Neon being there, being very helpful and helping them out, which is good. So can you just quickly repeat that, and then I have a follow-up question.
Okay, what they wanted to
I think somebody was asking how do they get to their number. So is it that their birth date? So do they add their
Okay, remember, the month, the day, and the year represents an aspect of you and what you're going through. I always tell my clients, do not get caught up in the life path and the birth. Every one of them is a different mathematical aspect of you. And it can each one guide you. So like I said, like if you're born in the 9th month, the 9 is someone who gives of themselves, and got to be very careful of who you give of yourself, because you give people the benefit of the doubt. Duh. Because all of y'all are born connected to this number 3, y'all love to enjoy yourself. You like a good comedy show. If you want to get on that dance floor, you know how to tear the rug up if you got on that dance floor. That 3 energy does that because they love good music. They love good vibe. They love good people. And I always suggest people connect. So when family that's watching me right now, remember your birthday, your month, and the year creates your life path. But the month represents the first aspect of your life, which deals with what I call the development cycle. Then the month, then the day deals with the day that you're born, deals with the power cycle. Then the year deals with the wisdom cycle. And when you add it all up, then it will go with the reflective cycle, especially as you're getting older. But each one of those aspects of the month, day, and year represents a certain timeline in numerology. It might represent, depending on what system you're using, it might represent 9 years after the age of 27 or 36. It might represent from your birthday 28 years. So each one of them, and I mention all of that in my book, I break it down in NUMEROVATION for Mental Stability to show you how to pay attention to those life cycles and what you need to be doing. So in my power cycle, when I became 28, from 28 all the way to 56, that's when I was supposed to turn up. That's when I got married around those times. That's when I had a stable job and this and all that. That's when you're showing your power. But when you get into your wisdom cycle, by the time you reach 56, that's when you're supposed to show the wisdom that you had from all that you gathered. And like the great George Fraser used to say, you learn what you had to learn throughout your life. You earn what you had to earn throughout your life, but you return it back to yourself and your community by creating your own business, showing wisdom to the young people that need that guidance. Because remember, young people is for war and the older people are for counsel. So as you're getting older, so understand, all you have to do is really learn how to also connect with the numbers connected to your name also, because your name reveals your gift, talents, and skills, your expression, and your soul urge, your inner you. Your birthday reveals the lessons that you had to learn and the lessons that you have to offer along your path of your life. There's the difference. There's a whole thing. That's why I was able to pinpoint y'all alignment number. Whether you use it or not, I tell people, look, numbers are not here to control you. They're going to work behind the scenes, whether you believe it or not, both negative or positive, or if you're complacent, that's up to you. In my book, I talk about the 4 different paths. The path of construction, the path of being constructive, path of being obstructive, the path of being destructive, and the path of being complacent. And we know that comfort is the enemy of progress, period. If you're comfortable, that's why I tell people, don't be satisfied with where you're at. Be grateful for where you're at, but never be satisfied. Be grateful. That's what Bob Proctor used to say back in the day. He was born July 5th. Big up to him.
So you mentioned about the name. This is my follow-up, and then I'll get to Nisha.
Let's do it.
And this is my follow-up because, so when you break down the name and you correlate it to the number, is it that like A is a 1, B is a 2? Is it like that?
That's when you deal when you deal with the Pythagorean system. Yes, that's how it.
Okay.
I deal with both multiple systems. I deal with the Chaldean, which goes up to 8, but it scrambles. Something that our ancestors in antiquity scrambled it, because the Chaldeans, they were black men and women. The black Chaldeans. I got the books. I don't play it. And they got a bibliography in the back of this book that tells you where they come from. But those Chaldeans, that nation of people, had the nerve to mix up the numbers, but they acknowledge the number 9. They don't have the number 8 in their chart. They don't have the number 9 in their chart, but they acknowledge the 9 because 9 was a very special number that when 9 showed up, it's either going to bring destruction or it's going to bring love and peace on higher levels. And remember, when you multiply 9 with anything, it brings back the number 9. When you add 9 to anything, it brings back the reflection. So 9 plus 1 equals 10, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. 9 plus 2 equals 11, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. But if you times 9 with any number, it always comes back to the number 9. That's the speciality of the number 9. So that's why they acknowledge it, and they revered the number 9, where Pythagoras and his arrogant self decided to take out the 9 and show the 9 to the world when they revered the 9 and the 9 ether. They revered and understood the 9 ether. I remember I had a Nuwapian try to argue with me about that. I said, wait a minute, you don't even understand why they revered the 9, but y'all talking about 9 ether. I know why they understood the 9. That's why I showed people from all aspects. You don't use one. And even the Nigerians have a numerology system that has 0 in the chart. A lot of people don't even know that. And that's for dreams. Nigerian has a nice system that you only use that number system for dreams. And I do it sometimes when I'm dreaming about a certain relative, or I dream about somebody. I dreamt about a friend the other day, so I did that. And then I know what I need to do or what I need to tell her. Because dreams come through for everybody if they remember them. All of us go into the astral realm every night, every time we put our heads down. And yes, the astral realms can connect to the mathematics, and you can use the mathematics and apply it to help guide people that you may dream about, or it might be there for you to understand it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So the name Daughters of the Sea, or dots, right? It's very meaningful. It's a lot of it's not something I just came up with. So I want to be Daughters of the Sea. It's very, very, very meaningful, right? In terms of my alias and when I'm on here.
Right.
And I know that's a lot of letters, right?
Yes. So we're getting into that.
It's a lot of letters. Okay. But it's because water is, I am a daughter of the sea.
Yes.
In many respects, from when my family traveled from Barbados to here, right? That represents something. From how my nana and my great grandmother used to sort of like tap into me and call me a lot. So I won't share it on here, right? It's very meaningful. So I'm curious, not now. I don't want you to stop, but if you can, just sort of like tell me what those numbers equal and what they mean, because I want to see what you say about that. All right.
Daughters of the Sea?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to text it to
That's
me.
That's what I said. Not now. Not now.
Okay. But
not
okay, now. Yeah. But well, if just looking at let's just look at the word now. How do you spell sea? S-E-A?
S-E-A.
Oh, let's deal with that word alone, since it's not that long, right? Matter of fact, let me do it. Let me take it to the board. That's one of them people. Take it to the board. I got no problem taking it to the board.
Might as well take it to the board.
Take it to the board.
Take it to the board.
You said, let's take it to the board. You said, let's go with it. I might as well. Daughters. I'm going with it. Now, is Daughters of the Sea or daughter?
Daughter of the sea.
Daughter of?
Yeah, she a daughter of the sea.
I travel a lot. That's my soul language. My love language is travel. So
Daughter of the sea, right? So it's not seas, it's sea, right?
It's sea, not seas.
Okay, so if I do it when you do numerology and you want to find out with words, I usually do both of them, but usually the Chaldean, this is the Pythagorean, and that's the Chaldean.
Okay.
So let me make sure. That's the Chaldean. So I'll do both of them. 3, 6, 7, 3, 2, 4, 8, 5. Move this down here. Move this down there. 5, 5, 9, 2. And then, of course, let me move the down here of is 6, 7, 6.
That's a lot of numbers,
which is interesting. 6, 8. Then the is 2, 4, 0, 5, 5, and 5. And then C is 1, 3, 5, 5, 1, and 1. Now let's add it all up and see what comes out.
I'm making you work. Sorry, King Simon. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. This is what I do.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it from the Chaldean perspective, because the Chaldean adds a more deeper and mystical meaning, an esoteric meaning, why you are called the Daughters of the Sea, because it goes back to ancient melanated people, if you don't mind. Okay? So when I add this up, that's 5 plus 9 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 14 plus 9. It adds up to 68. 68. Now, when you add 6 plus 8 equals 14, which adds up to a traveling number, the number 5, which is connected to your sign Virgo. 5 is Virgo. 5 is connected to, so whatever anything that you do is about healing. If you're traveling, especially if you're traveling, it's about money and finance and circulation. It's about dealing with crowds of people, the ability to deal with crowds of people. And 5 needs to travel and adapt in whatever you do. Wherever you go, wherever you travel to, you got to learn to adapt and communicate, because that's also a communication number. Just from the Chaldean perspective, to show you what 6, 8, 14, and 5 represents, and why daughters of the sea is very important. And like I said, Virgo is ruled by the number 5. So you're a Virgo. It's not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Wow.
It's going to show up. And that's why usually when it comes to words, we always try to go to the Chaldean so we can see that aspect. But let me add the Pythagorean too. Why not?
Okay.
Since it's you, my dear.
Okay.
Let's add the Pythagorean. 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 14. Remember, I'm a numerologist, not a mathematician. So I'm using my computer. Thank you very much. 12 plus, let me see, 10 plus 5 plus 7. That equals 73 in the Pythagorean system. Again, spirituality is a must when you're doing your travel. As the daughter of sea, spirituality and the need to express yourself. So whatever you're doing, be willing to communicate your spiritual journey while you're doing whatever you call yourself with the daughters of the sea. Very important. Adds up to a number 10, which leads to the wheel of fortune. So whatever you put your mind to, whether it's positive or negative, while you're doing what you're doing or calling yourself that, make sure you keep it on a higher vibratory level of success, and whatever you put your mind to, it can happen. And the number 1, that 1 plus 0 adds up to, that deals with leadership, creativity, trailblazing, being assertive in whatever you do, direct, saying what you mean and mean what you say. Am I making sense? Am I making sense?
Yo, you speaking my language now.
Right.
I just want
to make sure. That's just...
You're hired. You're hired. You're hired. You have another client coming, sir.
You only add the 0 if it comes out. Remember, I'm using the Pythagorean, and somebody asked, are you adding a 0? I'm using the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system. They don't have the 0 like the Nigerian. That's only for the dreams. Now, 0 is added in the dreams. I use it, that's a whole different thing here. But this, I'm using the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system. Those are the two systems. But the Chaldean is much more harder to learn because they deal with symbolism and they deal with going into the esoteric portions of it. That's why our ancestors kind of mixed up the letters in the Chaldean. It's much more harder to learn than the Pythagorean, because A, B, C is 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. I mean, that was a love song. People don't know that song that Michael Jackson was talking about, singing about a girl. He was talking about a girl. And it ABC adds up to a number 6. 1, 2, 3 adds up to a number 6. 6 is the number of love. Go figure. Michael Jackson singing about ABC, 1, 2, 3, and it adds up to love. He's talking about him and a girl. You and me, do re mi ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me, girl. He's singing about a girl. He's singing about love. Come on now. I can't make this up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't make this up.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Next. What's up? What's up, Freedom? You all right? I can't hear you. Freedom is on mute.
Well, we have Dulcie that just tapped in. Dulcie, hey, boo.
I'm sorry. I was saying,
I was going to ask because her cousin, Sister Freedom, was saying if you could do her birthday, which is September 19th, but also were you going to open up the drop the link for people to come up before he leaves? Because I know he got to leave soon.
Yeah, I'm about to get out of here right now.
Okay, but can you do my cousin? I knew she was going to ask that.
Oh yeah, when her birthday?
September 19th.
That's it. That's all she wants. She don't want the year. Well, okay, let's not go there. We don't get there. First of all, she born the same day as Sanaa Lathan. Very beautiful.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she born September 19th. Yeah,
Oh,
Virgo energy.
Look at all these fly Virgos. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Virgos. Come through, Virgos.
Virgos are interesting.
Virgos. We are.
So some of my best partying friends was Virgos back in the day. But remember, cuz, a big up to your cuz. Remember, your alignment numbers are 28. In numerology, the number 28 is known as the divorce number, especially in relationships. So you always got to be very careful who you allow in your energy and divorcing yourself from different negative people and negative energy and negative vibes. So if anybody is showing up as somebody negative in any way, let it go, especially if it's not necessary to hold on, because the number 2 and the number 8 deals with balance on 2 different perspectives. And when I'm saying that is because when I add up the 9 plus the 19, think about it. When I add the 9 plus the 19, that adds up to 28. And that's what we call your alignment number or your achievement number. And that number 28 is a number of being compassionate about attracting what you want to your life. That's why people that have that number 28, although it's known as the divorce number, and you might end up starting life all over again because of bull crap and other people's madness, you got to be very careful of allowing energy vampires and energy drainer. And then the number 19 is the number of the sun, according to tarot. But remember, it says whatever you start, you need to finish it. Because number 19 is really one of the successful numbers in numerology, especially compound numerology. It's the number 10, the number 19, and the number 23. Those are usually one of the best combination of numbers to have. But number 19, because of the alpha and the omega, the 1 and the 9, whatever you start, you got to finish. Stop second guessing. Stop indecisive. Stop being indecisive about something that's good for you. Stop running, but make sure you purge all the negative people and places. And I don't care if they're family members. If they're not serving your highest and wisest purpose, leave their ass alone. Period. Keep it moving.
She will.
I'll drink to that.
I drink to that, but this.
But if you want to book
so
my
much. Wait, before you go, because I know you're about to go.
Yeah,
Niambi has been here for a long time. Do you have time for one more? Just
Who's that?
Niambi. She's
in the chat. She said her birthday's 06. That's June 12th, 1972.
Wow, another 12 in the building. Lord, a lot of threes up here. First and foremost, remember when you're born under that 612 energy, that's the number 18 that it adds up to first. Your life path is a number 1 when you add it all together, when I added up the year 2. But when you add that 6 plus that 9, that 6 plus that 12 equals 18. 18 is a very interesting number because I call it a karmic number, but remember, karma only means cause and effect. So the number 1 and the 8, they can be very malefic against each other. They can be challenging with each other, but it's challenging you to be creative about what you do and how you do things, and then you will attract the finances that you need. But you also have to do the necessary writing down. So it's good for you to have a journal and write your ideals. Anybody connected to that number 3 have to write their ideals down. And like I said, of the other number 3s, you take your pain, pleasures, and passion and turn them into profit. Also, number 18 is connected to the moon in tarot. So you got to be very careful of people trying to deceive you. And so pay attention to your intuition a little bit more and be very mindful of those energy drainers that come your way and come into your life, especially when it comes to relationship. I know all you 3 people love to give people a benefit of the doubt, but you got to be very mindful because although it might be fun and this person might be acting a little fun, remember the 12 in numerology is the number of the sacrificial lamb for other people's bull crap. So you got to be very careful of who you're willing to sacrifice yourself for. I'm talking about anybody born under that 12 energy.
That's right.
Because if you look into tarot, that's what it says about it being the hangman. You might end up hanging yourself for real, depending on who you're dealing with. I know my sister saying, give it to him, King. Give it to him, blood. I'm going to give it to them. Not a mercy.
Right.
We'll give it to them. But sister, I hope that served a great purpose for you. But please, You can get all my books through my link tree, and you can even book a session through my
And
link
there's
tree.
the link.
The link tree is right there, linktree/King Simon, the Numerovator. You can come to my YouTube channel, King Simon Presents, only quality people. You won't see me come up with any drama. I don't do any gossip. I ain't doing no debates. I ain't got no time for that. I just like to build quality people and bring on quality people like you beautiful ladies out here. I might have to bring all of y'all and question y'all on my show because I'm good at that.
Yes, we would love that.
I love his YouTube. His YouTube page is the bomb. I love
fun. We having fun on my show.
It's the bomb. It really is the bomb.
Yes,
it really is. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And like I said,
you see my little cousin, she sent you kisses and fire. Oh,
smooches. And like I said, numbers is not here to control you. I don't care. You can listen to whoever you want. Numbers are not here to control you. They're here to guide you like a GPS. So anybody that's practicing all that astrology and numerology and all that kind of stuff, remember, you are the power. At the end of the day, do not give your power away to the numbers. Allow them to guide you to the positive results of it. That's why I wrote this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. It don't mean that you're going to get the disease or the ailment. It just says be a little bit more mindful of what you attract. If you're not eating well and taking care of yourself, damn right you're going to get it. Because I've seen a lot of clients get foolishness because they didn't listen. I've seen it. So I know what can happen. And I've been doing this since '89.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm saying drink lots of water. That can't be understated.
Yes, yeah, you're the daughter of the sea, girl. Just don't make sure it's not seawater.
That water is so important for you.
So you know what is the name of the Antichrist? Hey, 666. But I'm not afraid of 666. You know
why is everybody so afraid of 666? I was just getting ready to.
That's more religious.
Okay.
But when you go into numerology, the 6 represents harmony, balance, truth, and forgiveness, and it adds up to a number 18 that leads to that number of creativity and attraction of financial gain, but it adds up to the number 9, which deals with humanitarian. I keep it on the positive, but I have to let you know the negative, because if you're born on 6/6/1966, I can break that down and show you got to be very careful because people born under 6 are very loving people. People that have done things or connected to the 6 have always been humanitarians and giving of knowledge and giving of information. Then you have the negative ones that are born under the 6 because everything has a duality. I always tell people numerology is not subjective, it's objective. We're going to give you the positive and negative. It's up to you what you do with it. That's right. At the end of the day, we don't care. Like I said, I wrote all these numbers down, and number 1, 10, 4, they don't care if you believe in it or not. Our ancestors gave us this for a reason, not to take you away from your God, not to take you away from your Allah, not to take you away from your Jehovah, not to take you away from your Rastafari. It's not to take you away from none of them things there. It's here to make you a better person if you're willing to operate on the highest level of it. That's it. Nothing else. Anybody else giving you anything else, they full of I'm not going to say the word. They full of
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. All right.
Thank you. A pleasure having you here. I appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. This has been a whole fun time for me.
I know that. That's for sure.
And you know what's so funny?
We love them, don't we, girls?
Yes.
and pay attention to Haiti. Pay attention to what's happening in this number 8 year for Haiti.
Wow.
Pay close attention, because right now, Haiti, big up to Haiti, because Haiti used to work with Jamaica, used to work with Haiti years ago. Bookman. Big up to Toussaint Louverture and big up to Dessalines. But Haiti they declared independence in 1804. And if you add that number up, it adds up to a number 4. When you break it all down, it adds up to a 13, which is a 4. And we're in a number 8 year cycle. So when you add that 8 and that 4, that adds up to 12 in numerology. What's happening now is because we're in that frequency of scandal and reckless things that's going on and exposure. So for them to do what they did and break out all those prisoners and all that kind of stuff, and in numerology, in American numerology, the 4 and the 8 can be very challenging to each other. So this is why things are starting to come out. This place was discovered or founded in 1804. We're in an 8 year, and that number 4 energy and the 8 is going at each other. And America is also being a part of it. It's a whole conglomerate trying to destroy Haiti because of it, their minerals and all that stuff, because they're angry that Haiti beat up on the French, beat up on the English, beat up on the Spanish. So everybody pray for Haiti and support Haiti, because Haiti is the one that will stimulate the change in us all when it's time. Ça passe. Big up to all of the Haitian massive out there, man. Big up to all of
you. Big up to you, King Simon.
Thank you very much. Daughters of the sea. Daughters.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Nisha, behave yourself, Nisha. All right. Take care, sisters. Peace.
Peace. Oh, he has such a spirit.
Do you want me to drop the link?
God, I did several times.
Okay.
I was trying to get my cousin to come up here and close us out with a poem. The girl is bad. Empress. Calling on Empress. She's probably saying, I'm not coming up there, girl. Let me see. She might close us out with a poem. Speak on it. Come up, Empress, and close us out with a poem. I put the I'm dropping the link. Hit the link and close us out with one of your poems. Come on, hit the link, Vin. Come up.
That'll be good after this kind of show. That'll be good.
Yes.
Come on, cuz.
Come on. Let's see if she hit the link. Hit the link, Vin. Hey, Lolita. Niambi. Hey, everybody. I hope y'all. I love King Simon. His YouTube page is on point. He is so, oh my goodness, so passionate with everything that he says. And he just be singing and talking and going in. I'm just like, oh God, I love his channel. His channel is all that. Thank you. Thank you, Dimples. Thank you so much. We got Cinnamon coming on.
I'm curious. I really did enjoy that. Like how the numbers, like, like each letter of the name, and then how to add up the numbers and what they correlate to. That was dope.
Oh my goodness. She gonna say, I gotta be in my gear. You don't have to cam up. You can keep your you don't have to cam up. I know it's you. You don't gotta cam up, cuz.
Come on, cuz.
You don't got cam up, babe. I knew it was you. She's beautiful. La 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 la.
Yeah, it was a very good show.
Yeah, it was a really good show. He's just so passionate with everything. I'm going to call Professor Smalls and make sure I get him over here too. And I definitely did to call Dr. Walter Williams too, because he's been calling me. So I need to call him as well. Just trying to remember.
Friday. We definitely can do that.
Book
her for next Friday. She said next Friday.
Who?
Your cousin.
Oh, next Friday. Oh, I thought you were talking about Senna.
No.
Senna probably Wednesday. Oh, you want to come next? Okay, Vin. Okay, Empress. That will be beautiful. She's the bomb, telling you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies,
get my little cousin a kiss for me too.
Nobody want to hit the link and
because we listen. It is what, and we can get to bed early tonight.
Okay. I know it. I
Yo,
need it.
One for the books because we never
tonight.
Yeah, King Simon, you were dope. You were dope. We so appreciate you.
Yes, we did.
We did. We can get to bed early tonight, and we might come on with something tomorrow. I'm not sure, but we might something, maybe.
But I'ma miss y'all, you know. But I love y'all. But if y'all, I'll see y'all later. I'ma see y'all. Is it Monday? Is the next?
Monday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday. We might do something Monday.
Damn, Dustin, you sounded like Backwood, Texas.
How about
yes?
I didn't know. I thought there was someone already booked for Monday, but I didn't know. But yeah, so yeah, that's when I'm gonna see y'all. But I love y'all. That's because I'm tired.
Yes, I know, Dulcie. I know. All right, y'all.
She sounds so country tonight. Woo, Lord.
All righty.
All right, because
We love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with us again.
And we will see y'all probably Monday. If we don't come on for some reason tomorrow, I might come on, start some trouble or something in the morning. I might got somebody to get smart with. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about starting some trouble with somebody.
You always want to start trouble, man.
No, we not. No.
Now come get your cousin.
Right.
Always starting something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get no alerts, no early in the morning.
I know, because they be saying, y'all come on, be like, what is she?
I won't even make it. I'll be honest. I've been getting up at like 6 o'clock
Baby,
every day and going to sleep late. Knowing I gotta be up at 6 o'clock in the morning like a crazy person. I'ma be asleep. I'ma wake up to hear about it and be like, "What happened? What did he
say?" One by one pop in, and y'all be scared to come on. Y'all be like in the chat to some. What happened?
Right. What had happened?
Everybody in the chat, brother, lie, all y'all be in to some. What happened? What's this?
What happened?
Come on and just start talking about somebody. Y'all ain't gonna know who I'm talking about. I'm so sick of him, and y'all gonna be like, who is she talking about?
What happened now? What happened?
I didn't touch
up something, girl. People can make you mad. You just be talking about something. Anybody, anything. Oh my goodness.
Well, everybody be safe in them streets if y'all going out to celebrate for St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah. I forgot that's today.
No, it's Sunday actually. It's my daddy's birthday actually.
It's Sunday, yep, y'all. Be careful drinking that green beer. Y'all make it home safe.
Green beer.
Yeah, that's what they drink, green beer.
Why is you sounding like what's up with you? What is you doing right now, Dulcie?
I'm tired. I'm telling you. I've been up all day. I went to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 6. I've been up all day. I had like 3 Red Bulls today to stay awake.
Lord have mercy.
Yes.
It sounds like she's saying
I'll crash when I crash. But no, they're green beers. They don't drink the green beers out there? Y'all, that's not how the people do St. Patty's Day? That's a Texas thing? Yes, it is. They drink green beer. Y'all don't know?
They do drink green beer in Savannah. It's one of the biggest celebrations in the world in Savannah. So it's going down this weekend.
Oh,
so yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I know I'm supposed to be going to the movies with my sisters in the morning. We're going to see that Bob Marley movie.
That's Dulcinea's real voice tonight. What we normally get is her YouTube voice. That's her real voice that I hear tonight.
It is. I'm starting to turn the lights on.
That's no professional. No. Hi guys. No. This the for real deal.
Right.
May I hold tips, cuz? All right, Lolita. The cowgirl is about to go to bed, going to sleep.
All right. Well, this is one for the record books. The amount of time we've been on the show and the show. So
I know that's right.
That has never happened in the history of Unscary Months. Okay.
Right.
And I done ate so much tonight, it don't make no sense. I know I ate at least 5 pounds tonight. I had some.
Well, I get to go be
Oh,
another
let me
donkey
say
farmer.
this. I had some salmon.
Puff, puff.
Got it right that time. Salmon smothered with green peppers, red peppers, red onions. It just was all over, and a salad. I'm waiting for my phone to ring. Jean said, "What?" She loved good food. That girl don't play with good food. That girl does not play. Now she ain't big as a minute, but she loved good food.
Well, y'all have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Huh?
You talking about yourself in third person?
No, my cousin. She loved good food.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself because you said she ain't big as a minute. And I was like, oh, yeah. I thought you was talking about
I'm
yourself.
bigger than her. She ain't big as a minute.
You skinny too.
No, I was skinny. I ain't skinny no more. Veen love good food.
You know we see you, right? You know you on camera.
Ain't there somebody say, you know we see you, right?
I just had to make sure you knew that.
Okay, y'all.
Love you guys.
We do.
Good night.
All right. See y'all tomorrow. I might come on tomorrow and start some trouble with somebody. I don't know who, but I might I don't know. I might go through the YouTube, see who's being smart, and just, I don't know. It's just be one of my moods tomorrow. I might do it.
No, just go to the farmer's market tomorrow and have a good day.
I am going to go. I'm going to farmer's market tomorrow, Vane. You want to go with me? No, I'm not. I got to go to the movies tomorrow with my sisters.
What movie?
They're going to see Bob Marley, the Bob Marley movie. So I meet them first thing in the morning. I don't even know if I really want to see it because I really would rather have seen one of his sons play in the movie. So, the guy that's playing, I don't even really think he's Jamaican. I really don't. I mean, he don't.
They do that, though. That's how they do that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. All right, good night, everybody. Sleep tight. And if you ain't got a man, hold your pillow tight.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Nisha gonna say, that ain't my situation.
Right, because it ain't late enough. It wasn't late enough for me to respond like I was gonna respond, so that's fine.
But it was a good night because I love King Simon, girl. He is so passionate. I love him. Okay. Maybe you know what might make me I'm gonna play on somebody's phone, and I don't know who, but I am gonna play on somebody's phone tonight. That might do it. That just might
go to bed.
Do it. No. Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Don't start no trouble tonight or tomorrow.
No, don't start.
This whole Ramadan, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Assalamualaikum, brother La. I think I will be good the whole Ramadan. I ain't gonna be
yeah, because remember the dunya is real.
The dunya is so real.
But that's Brother La's word. The dunya is real. Every time somebody gets smart with me, that's what I'm gonna say to them. First, I'm gonna say, pick your battles. That's what my sister Kim always say. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. And then say, you know what? When they get smart or something, just say, the dunya is real.
It's so real.
I think I'm gonna call my brother and get smart with him.
Oh Lord, I'm going to bed. See y'all whenever we come back on. Have a good night.
But you know what I might do though, Nisha? Call my dad and say, Daddy, and I'm your favorite child. Girl, he gets so hostile. He go, Robin, would you just please stop? Would you just please stop? I gotta start something with somebody.
You fasting too, Miss Nicole? More power to y'all.
You fasting too, Mr. Cole? Mr. Cole, I didn't try to do everything to fast. I didn't stop doing this, stop doing that, stop doing this, stop doing that. There ain't nothing else for me to do to stop eating Girl Scout cookies. I even gave up some. Miss Nicole says she fasting too. I done gave up so much stuff this Ramadan, it ain't funny. It's storming here because I can hear it outside. Oh, come on, Mama Nature. God, today. Tell me it was so nice. Was it nice in Florida? It's always nice. Was it nice in Texas? Beautiful yesterday, right?
It's beautiful today too. Beautiful, yeah. Beautiful.
Ooh. It was beautiful earlier. Was it beautiful in Texas? It was so beautiful yesterday. It was. Girl. I don't know. I want to put my garb on so bad. I don't think I can fit them no more though.
Crazy. I'm dropping down. See y'all.
Bad garbs. Never even worn. Leather sleeves, they bad. Okay. All right, salam alaikum for those who is Muslim, and peace for those who ain't.
Peace and love. Good night.
Black power. What? Did I say something wrong yesterday? No, I don't think you did. I don't think you ever say anything wrong, Brother Love. I don't ever hear you say nothing wrong. Now me, I say a whole bunch of stuff wrong. But no, I don't think you said anything wrong. But now I'm going to go to bed. I can't stay up no longer. All right, peace and good night. Assalamu alaikum. All right, good night. Bye, everybody.